Hello, this is Smizlav the Slayer. I'm going to be doing another live chess Blitz commentated game. And we're going to the weird English kind of thing. And 4 knights, all symmetrical so far. Now he plays e6. Gonna go ahead and play e4. He plays c takes d4, we'll go here, and then maybe to c2. The e4 and c4 pawns will prevent a d5 push, and so now his pawn on the d file is somewhat backwards. At the same time, though, he's going to have breaks at b5, d5, maybe f5, and he can also use the e5 and c5 squares because my d4 pawn is missing. Bishop to e3, bishop to e2. That prevents knight g4s. So if something like queen b6, you want to play queen d2 without having to worry about knight to g4. Queen to a5 in this position is interesting. I'm wondering whether I should castle. I think I should just castle right now. I'm not sure I actually like queen to a5. I think it might have been a waste of a move. Though I do want to play queen to d2 anyway. I'm not sure if there's a good way for me to take advantage of this. Maybe by playing f4 immediately. f4, f5. Because he hasn't put as much pressure on my position as he could have. Or he hasn't castled yet either and gotten his defense shored up quicker. Queen b6, I think, is usually... Well, I guess with the bishop here, that wouldn't make any sense. Maybe queen c7 would be usually a good move, but... f4, f5... Attacking the d6 pawn. b5 attacking the d6 pawn. a3. I'm going to play for a3 and b4 first. This queen is, I guess, kind of annoying. I guess it's bad that you try to push a piece that's poorly placed out, but... I actually am going to switch plans. I'm going to save b4 until, well, now I can't play b4, but that's fine. I think this is better, to just simply get the rook off the a5, from having to defend the a-pawn. Oh, wow, okay. That's not good. For him, I mean. If takes, takes. If push... Maybe knight to b3. Now we have the d5 square. So I definitely don't want to take here because that would give up that d5 square. So basically it's c2 or b3 for my knight. Maybe f3, but I think f3 is... It'd be nice to keep this bishop open on that side. b3 and then maybe the c5 pawn push. b3, d2. c2, d4. I probably should have played it to c2 to protect against d4. That's okay. Ideally, we'll liquidate this c-pawn and then be able to push f6. Now his king has got some problems. I think I win this piece, if he takes. G takes f6, knight takes f6 check, bishop takes f6, queen takes d6. And that looks pretty good for me. I actually didn't notice that tactic before I played f6, but I actually lost a pawn, so kind of need to do these kind of things. If he plays... Yeah. Now he's just lost another piece. Or not another piece, but a piece. I'm just going to come back. There's no reason to be super aggressive at this point. I was thinking about this, but I was worried about knight to d4, and then takes, and then king takes. It just could get a lot more tricky than it needs to be. And I think h4 here actually looks like a really good way to just solidify my king side. Protect against this open g file. Take that. And maybe bishop to c4 check just to annoy him. And then we'll have some semi-threats against this bishop. Oh, I'm sorry, he's checkmated. That wasn't just to annoy him. So, that went pretty well. Pretty well indeed. I wonder if some of these earlier, I think h5 here was definitely not a good. That was definitely a mistake. There's no, like, there's some positions where this kind of attack will be all right, especially in blitz games, but this position really isn't one of them. Like, you see how black's pieces are all, I mean, they're fine, they're well developed and all, but they're very defensively developed. He's not developing his pieces to an attack. This is like a strong defensive position, so he really needs to needed to play it like that and just defend. And I think f5 was the right move here. It just looks really right to me. But because his king's in the center, I want to either open the f file or get the d5 square, which is what happened, or try, like, if he just ignores it, maybe play for something like e5 and then f6, like e5 and then f6 here eventually, or even just play for a sacrifice on e6. I mean, f5 just does a lot. I mean, maybe he just does lose a pawn here. Let's see, if he takes, no, because I was just wondering because his queen is over there, so it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it just looks really good. e5. I think there probably c2 is. Oh, never mind. The knight's on d4 anyway from b3. It's just one of those things I do a lot, I guess. And then c7, c5. c5 might have been wrong. But I guess not. No, I guess not, because these tactics just work. I mean, the position breaks open really fast, so. Well, I think that's pretty good for analysis. Well, actually, one last thing. I think here queen takes f6 would have been better. Maybe not. No, it wouldn't have been better. There's no real reason to do, like, funky stuff with my rook like that. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, but I guess it doesn't matter. Alright, thanks for watching.